right now I'm getting a driven person who spent years and years honing and improving their craft, who knows who he is and who writes with authenticity and is raw and is real. And of course, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you think I'm speaking a little bit quietly, it's because I am. My 1-year-old is sleeping in the next room, and so I've got to be quiet and I've got to be quick. Today we continue our NF journey. So I've listened to Intro, I've listened to Mansion, and I've listened to All I Have. Today I'm going to listen to Wake Up, and I'm going to listen to Notepad, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what NF has got in store for me. I hope you like what I go for.
You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape, 'cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake. If you'd open your eyes, then maybe you'd see what's at stake.
Hang on, that's him singing. Huh. Wow, it's lovely.
You're sleeping, you're sleeping. You make a lot of money and you live in a mansion and pretty much got everything that you could ever imagine, but you feel like even though you got everything in the world, you got nothing. So what you do then is you start going backwards. You run in a direction and you looking for something that isn't real. No, you know is that you just gotta have it. What you doing is sleeping and thinking that you're awakening not, and the problem is that you don't know what you're after. So you put everything that you have into what you do, hoping that one day maybe you don't have to feel like you're empty. But as you get older, a lot of weight on your shoulders is getting heavy. Then you look back and you start to regret things. You only get one life, and every time you look into yours, you feel like everything you have is a waste. And the problem and the reason you can never feel a hole in your life is because you were never awake. You spend...
Oh, because you were never awake. Oh, do you know what? Obviously, right, when you react to songs, I'm reacting blind. I'm always blind. I never do any research on songs. I just react to what's in front of me at face value, which means that I can really easily be wrong about stuff and I can really easily miss stuff. And so all I can really do is speak about my experience in the moment. And my experience of this song, so right now, it matches my own life so perfectly, in that on the one hand, family life can be a slog. You know, I feel as though my wife and I, we do very little for ourselves. You know, it's constantly putting children first and then realizing that there's very little time for self-care or for interests that we're interested in. I think that takes its toll. And yet, when you're in that headspace of your mind being filled with the slog of life, you're not so aware of the beauty that the present moment is offering you. As in the times that I'm having with my children now, I've got a 1-year-old and an 8-year-old. These are the times that I'm gonna want to want back one day. I'm gonna be 80 years old, hopefully, if I make it that far. And I'm going to think, if I could go back to any time, it would be back here to the slog, which sort of doesn't make sense. So like when he's saying wake up, like to me that feels like a direct instruction to me, which is like, be present, wake up. You know, it feels that life is a slog and life is tough right now, but these are the moments that are the most important moments as a human being. You see like that lady there with her husband, I guess, and her son, and she's probably going through the motions of family life, as we all do, without fully realizing that family life is is going to end up being the most important part of our existence, the thing that matters more than anything else. And then, you know, do you really want to go backward so those things disappear? No, you don't. Alright, that's where I am so far.
Your life in a dream that you can't escape.
Your life in a dream that you can't escape. That's brilliant. I'm so glad I just picked up on that. People don't want to escape dreams. They're dreams. They're not nightmares. You're in a dream that you can't escape. This lady's in a dream. She's lucky enough to have a family. And yet she can't escape it. Because this dream, for whatever reason, probably because of the slog of family life and the monotony that comes with that as well, is actually a bit of a nightmare that she would like to escape. And yet one day she's going to be thinking, no, this is a dream. This was the dream to have this. A dream that you cannot escape. You never hear those words go together, do you? A dream that you cannot escape.
'Cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake. But feel like you never got up and go to work, and you feeling like you ain't got a purpose, and you trying to get motivated, but everything you do turns into a mess, like you ain't nothing but worthless. And yo, you look around, a lot of these other people you looking at, to you describe as perfect. So you point a finger at God and tell him to do his job and fix your life up, cause nothing is working. And you would try to hide it and make it seem like it's nothing, but really you feel like everything is crashing around you. And you developed a problem in trusting in other people, which later became an issue that would mentally pound you. You only get one life, but every time you look into yours, you feel like all you ever see are mistakes. And the problem and the reason you can never move forward in life is because you were never awake. Wake up. You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape. 'Cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake.
Oh my word. He's got them as old people at the end. That's exactly what I was saying, right? Which is like time, it goes like this. And like, especially when we're sort of almost like trapped by family life, we're just going through the motions most of the time without fully appreciating what's in front of us. And then when we reach their age, the people that are on the screen right now, we would do anything to be back here. I've got the lyrics in front of me on my phone. I just want to have a look at the lyrics in that second bit, because I think I might have missed some things. Okay, cool. So there's some themes there. First of all, I would assume that, well, I wonder what inspired him to write this song. I wonder whether it was looking at other people and seeing them not living in an awake way, or whether he himself was going through the motions and not living in an awake way. And I also wonder whether some of these lyrics were written about him, in terms of everything he touches turn into a mess and feeling worthless and whatnot, but also looking at other people and thinking how much they've got their shit together. It's funny that is, isn't it? I've heard like someone say this to me in the past. Everyone walks around with the words "I'm fine" tattooed on their forehead, and from the outside everything can seem perfect to those around them. And my experience of people is that that's rarely the case. It's rarely the case that people live these lives of bliss and happiness and never go through the struggle. And I think we all sort of like perpetuate the idea that we're all fine, because it's socially awkward to be real with people sometimes, isn't it? When they ask us how we're doing, we'd rather just say, yeah, I'm doing alright, than to say, well, actually I'm struggling a little bit. And so it perpetuates this idea that to be happy is to be normal, when in fact that's far from the case. I think the main sentiment of this song is proper cool. It taps into the idea of the passing of time, the idea that, listen, I know that you feel like you're a mess. I know that you feel worthless. I know that you feel you're not getting anywhere and that your life is filled with mistakes and whatnot. But there's also space within your life to appreciate some of the things that you have and some of the people that you're surrounded by, and some of the ways that you've been blessed. And in fact, when you're old, these days that you inhabit right now you would probably be trying to make a deal with the gods to get these days back. And so if you know that now, throw yourself into the present moment with just that little bit more vigor. Good stuff. I mean, it maps onto a lot of the psychology that I research and that I write about. It's cool stuff. Right, we're going to go straight onto Notepad. Stay with me.
You and I, we've been doing a lot together. And I look back and I appreciate all the times that we had together. You know? I remember just going down in my room and, trying to deal with some things. And you've always been there for that. Always. It's me and you. You and I been best friends ever since I was a young kid. Everything we did, where's time went? Got a lot of years coming up ahead of us, and ever since we met, I knew we'd get somewhere. But the fact is, I ain't really know when. I don't really know how either, but I can feel the goosebumps, my skin writing. I've been waiting for the moment. You and I can make it happen. A lot of people thinking we ain't gonna make it rapping. I ain't got a problem with them though. That don't even matter. We ain't looking for the people trying to say that we the baddest. Nah, I never like that. Came a long way, never did it for the money. We ever make it big, I'ma give it to the family. Looking back now, everything is looking funny. You and I in the room writing, up late when the mood strikes us. We don't care if they do like us. Writing songs for the haters we ain't even got yet. Freestyling, somebody turn the mic up. Talking about things we don't really understand. Talking about things we don't really comprehend. Me and you trying to get it, we ain't quitting to the end. Now I'm standing on stage trying to give it to the fans. We took that karaoke machine from my room and we put it up to the CD player and played the instrumentals, and man, we've come a long way. A long way. I made a lot of mistakes, you've been there for the whole thing. Help me with the drama, rapping in the car outside daily. We don't care if it's a winter, we don't care if it's a summer. I remember writing raps with the curse words. I just wanna hear it, seems like everybody does it. Did it for a while, wasn't into all the customs. Tried to find who I was, being everything I was in real life. Yeah, got a lot of anger, you know where I'm at.
Oh, I love this. Because he's talking about the history, right? He's talking about the process that he went through to become who he was. And why that's important for us that's watching him is it obviously wasn't straightforward. Yeah, not only did he have people that were doubting him, and I've heard reference to that in a few different songs, but as with any skill, when we start it, we're generally not very good. Like sometimes we look at people like NF, and we ascribe the word talent to him. Like he is super talented. And talent is a funny word, right? Because inbuilt into the word talent is this idea that they didn't work for it. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like God-given, like, this was just inbuilt genius. And then when you listen to a song like this, you get NF being totally real, like NF is, saying, no, this was work. I chiseled away at my writing skills, but I also chiseled away to try to figure out who I wanted to be. as a rapper. Did I want to rap with lots of swearing? I tried it and I loved that. It's like it maps onto a lot of the psychology that I'm into, which is based on the idea of behavioural variation. In other words, we can only really figure out what brings us meaning if we try lots of different things. We can only figure out the best ways of doing things if we try lots of different things, and often our mind will stop us from trying lots of different things, as we never get that behavioural variation that's likely to lead to happiness and to fulfilment and stuff. And what he's saying is, he didn't just go into rapping and think, I am not about cursing or swearing in rapping. He said he tried it. He tried it, it didn't work for him, he left it behind, he moved on to something else. And that is brilliant. That's exactly what we all should be doing. We should all be trying different things, and some things will work for us and some things won't, and we keep around the things that work for us. What worked for NF, and this probably just mapped onto his history, his personality, his experiences, was this idea that I'm not gonna curse, I'm not gonna rap about shallow things, I'm gonna rap about real things. I love it. I love it.
Put it all over the pages and wrote it in a rap, said that we could be amazing if I give us a chance. Now I'm looking around like, yeah, look at where we at. Look at where we at now. We ain't made a chat, but they can hear us in the background coming. Some are gonna hate it, some are gonna love it. I'ma put it in his hands and let God do the judging, yeah. Remember me and you, always had you in the backpack. Took you into school, writing on you like it's nothing. A lot of people in the room see me scribble on the page, but they ain't got a clue, nah, they ain't got a clue. We at the beginning, hoping someday you and I can say we made it and we did it. You ain't nothing but a notepad, tell me who you kidding. I'm just running out of space, I'll be back in a minute. Turn the page on me. You know what's crazy is, this just started as something that was an escape for us, you know? And now I look around and there's a lot of people out there going through the same things, you know, we've been through. And now this music we write is actually making an impact. It's crazy.
Oh. Ho ho ho. I love that. So when he started writing, he's fully aware of the fact that this represents an escape for him, right? This is like a cathartic or therapeutic process, getting this stuff down, getting this stuff out there. He would be doing this if he wasn't getting paid to do it. This is like his love, his passion, but also his release, his way of like getting this stuff out in front of him and looking at it and figuring it out and whatnot. And he wrote it primarily for that purpose. And now here he is saying, man, all I really did was write about my experiences. And it turns out that although my experiences felt personal to me, a lot of people have had similar experiences, and there's something connecting about that when we realise that we're not the only people that are going through a certain thing. And not only is it connecting for NF to know that a load of people have gone through similar stuff to him, but the things that he's saying seem to be making it easier for people out there. So he gets like this almost like side product of fulfillment and meaning from being able to do something that helps, that positively impacts the world. I don't think he set out for it. I don't think all he was ever doing was writing for the process of writing, for the release of writing, and yet here he is, a number of years down the road. He's not cursing, he's rapping about real things, and he's making a huge difference in the world. It's cool that he's right, that he's aware. Do you know what I mean? There's a meta thing going on here that is that's lovely. Alright, he's not an accident, NF. Do you know what I mean? He's shaped by his experiences, and he just happens to have this this passion for writing, this passion for rap that gave him this outlet. It's lovely. I just want to go back, because obviously at the moment I'm reacting, but I can't see lyrics on the screen, which is hard, so I just want to look at my phone and just see what the lyrics were for the second part of that video. He put a lot of anger and you put it in the pages. Yes, see this release, this idea of release. See, it says this: some are going to hate it, some are going to love it. I'm going to put it in his hands and let God do the judging. So there's a couple of things about that. One is, I think to be authentic is really important, and what he's saying is look, I'm going to do what feels right or matches onto me and my character, and I do this knowing full well it's not going to sit well for some people, and that's okay. But I'm not going to be a people pleaser. I'm not going to do things for the sake of the industry. I'm not going to write songs that are going to sell millions of records for the sake of it. I'm going to do something that I can stand on a stage and I can deliver and believe in. And that's what I get with NF. Everything that he's rapping about, I believe in, which makes him all the more powerful. But he also references God. And so I think he has a couple of times referenced God. And the fact that he's not cursing and not going the typical route with his rap makes me think that he might be religious or might be Christian. Alright, what else have we got here? Okay, cool. Wicked. He continues to impress me. I'm going to need to watch back the first 5 songs again, I think, and just see if there's any sort of like threads from them. Right now I'm getting a driven person who spent years and years honing and improving their craft, who knows who he is and who writes with authenticity and is raw and is real. And of course, like, his delivery is excellent. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a rap expert by any stretch, but I like the way that he raps. Yeah. Alright, well, thanks for listening. I hope that you like this, the next 2 songs in my NF journey. Like, the way that it's going, I could easily teach a class about NF, use his songs to teach mental health. I'm sure I could. Alright, take care everyone, and subscribe if you want to see more reactions to NF on this journey as I take the journey in the next 6 months or so. Bye bye.